Hello everyone and welcome to our educational session. My name is Paul Arsuf and I'm the founder of the Decentralized Web project. The topic of our educational session today is plot lines for crafting storytelling on social networks. I'm going to talk about the projects we're working on in the end of this presentation. But let's get back to plot lines for storytelling on social networks. We all know the power of storytelling in marketing content. It is the only instrument to make people want to listen to you and remember the message you have for them. And why is storytelling so powerful? The human brain operates actually with stories. It retains 70% of information through them, while only 10% comes from pure data and facts. Brain responds better to narratives as they activate brain areas responsible for experiences. Combining data with a story increases info retention from 5-10% to about 60 to 70%. But the big question is how many marketing blogs that practice storytelling fundamentals do you know? More than that, how many marketers go beyond blogs and implement storytelling elements to digital content on other channels? Take social media, for example. Instagram has 500 million daily active users globally, with 83% claiming they use this platform to discover new products. Besides, 92% of customers want brand ads to feel more like a story. So why lose such a broader audience of or spend resources on content that doesn't generate leads? In this presentation, we will find a list of lesser known story structures to engage Instagram users or social networks users with your content. So who your hero and what is their journey? First, the basics. Below are core elements of storytelling to remember for engaging and memorable marketing content. The first one is setting, the second one is characters, the third one is conflict, the fourth one is climax, the fifth one is resolution, and the final one is moral of the story or message of the story. When combined, these elements build a classical storytelling technique that copywriters know as monomyth. And this is our hero's journey. Everything revolves around a hero who faces challenges, has to leave home to find a solution, overcomes trials, and returns with a trophy. So you know this story structure. Most books and Hollywood's blockbusters follow it. The trick is to provide the target audience with a hero they can relate to. In marketing, it is often a product or a customer solving problems or reaching goals thanks to a brand. Customer stories are perfect for social proof, and that's why they're among the top lead generation ideas for marketers. But who is your hero? Whether it's Pinocchio, storytelling, your brand mascot, or your devotee customer, ensure that you prescribe a journey for them. Instagram follows you 2,200 characters to tell their story. Given the banner blindness, clip thinking, and short attention span of modern online users, the time has come for alternative storytelling tactics. They have to be more eye-grabbing, they have to be more engaging, and they have to be more authentic. So we have 7 plot lines to try on your Instagram or other social networks accounts. Pinocchio of storytelling are fictional characters you create to tell stories. They are abstract wooden personas that substitute real people in your brand stories. They help you set the context and introduce the pain point, like some people mention in their blogs, the 2 writing mindsets: how to be careful and ruthless, and do your best work. So what are the 7 alternative storytelling tactics for Instagram posts? Unique user-centered content is among the SEO trends for 2025. Whatever tactics you choose for your story, ensure it's sincere, emotional, and relatable to your brand identity and your target values. While it is not a sin to ask tools like ChatGPT for storytelling ideas, remember to check them via AI detectors and personalize the final draft to the maximum. And now the practice. At least 7 alternative storytelling tactics exist to diversify your Instagram captions and make them stand out. With a hero's journey in mind, we are building a story that will engage users to make them care and turn them in your loyal followers and eventually customers. So number 1 telling storyline is sparklines. Contrast the ordinary world with us with an improved or what could be a world. This technique is visual and therefore emotional. Advertisers love it as it allows them to draw users' attention to problems and fuel their desire for a change and fuel their imagination as well. It works for growing the followers base, creating hope, showing the contrast, and thus inspiring action. Storytelling technique sparklines. This switching back and forth between hope, reality, then hope again, then reality, and finally hope again. Some example from essentially cinema, we see the journey of a daydreamer who embarks on a real-life adventure to track down a missing photograph, discovering his hidden potential and world of wonder along the way. The heartwarming tale of self-discovery shows the contrast between um, Walter's real life and what could could be if he followed his dreams. And this is like an example from The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, who screened in and was released in 2013. Mind Body Green sometimes also practices this storytelling technique in their Instagram captures. So going towards plotline number 2, the mountain. Craft a story as a standard monomyth, but with growing drama and tension. The difference between classic hero's journey and the mountain structure is that it doesn't necessarily have a happy ending. Start a story with a setting followed by a series of raising actions and challenges, and end with the abrupt storyline and sudden climactic conclusion. It works for showing the audience how to overcome challenges, grabbing attention and holding it throughout the story, and thus influencing your Instagram behavioral factors, wowing the readers and thus influencing your brand awareness. So storytelling technique called mountain starts with setting, then ups the tension with drama, up the tension again with another drama, then max this tension, and then this tension follows down to resolution and the end. The example from cinema is The Mist, which aired 2007. A small town becomes shrouded in mysterious mist after a violent thunderstorm. The tension grows throughout the story when residents take refuge in a local supermarket, confronting external threat, fears, and paranoia. The ending is a stark and emotional, devastating twist anyone who watched the movie cannot forget. When building such stories for Instagram, follow the rules of web writing. Start with a short yet catchy hook to encourage further viewing. Don't make your rising action too lengthy. Consider 2 or 3 dramatic moments or sentences to grow tension. Format a caption for a comfortable reading. Short sentences, short paragraphs, and white space in between. Instagram caption by social poster called Tasty are reliable examples of using the mountain storytelling in social media content. Then the third storyline that we like to mention is the nest. Place 3 or more stories within each other with your core message in the center. These accompanying stories serve to elaborate and explain your points to the audience. They help communicate your message through analogies and a step-by-step journey to the conclusion. It works for engaging complex data or concepts to the audience, showing the process on your way to a particular conclusion, building brand awareness and consideration. Example from cinema is 12 Angry Men, which aired in 1957. These are personal stories of all 12 juries craft to frame explaining the central concept and the final verdict they give to an actual murderer. So how to use it on Instagram or other social networks? Tell related stories of several heroes in one caption with the same moral message for the audience to learn, like a poster called Refinery 29 does. The fourth storytelling technique is the petals. Organize several stories around one central message, but tell them one by one, with each one actually returning to the center. So that's different than the previous nest technique, which the stories are told one after another and then finally returning to the center. In this storytelling technique, each story told is actually returning to the central message to reinforce the center as well. These stories can overlap with one introducing another, but each one should be a complete narrative. This storytelling technique works for building evidence around a single message, demonstrating the interconnection of several processes, creating a firm emotional impression about your idea, and so on. Example from cinema is Coffee and Cigarettes, which aired in 2003. This series of black and white vignettes explore conversations and interactions between various characters in coffee shops and diners. Witty, quirky, and often philosophical dialogues center around one theme: the pleasures of coffee and cigarettes. On Instagram, you can tell several stories of customers who are unrelated to each other but are solving the same problem with your brand's help. The next storytelling technique, which is number 5, is the false start. Start writing or telling or showing a standard, seemingly predictable story, and then disrupt it suddenly to begin with it again. By shocking the audience like that, you grab interest and their attention and grow curiosity about your brand and what it offers. It works for talking about failures and the lessons you learned from them, engaging the audience, disrupting expectations, thus evoking emotions to make your story more memorable. So the storyline starts linear and predictable, and then there's a disruption which branches in another way to tell a little bit different but more engaging storytelling and storyline. An example from cinema is Game of Thrones. This um, story, which was told in multiple episodes, started as a story about Ned Stark's life, with all the plot lines leading to him. The audience was ready to watch Ned's journey, so his sudden execution in the first season made the whole world drop their jaws. Billions were addicted to the series anyway, watching another story as a result coming in the following seasons. And then the stories multiply between different kings and different kingdoms and different characters and their props like dragons or giant wolves. So how to structure Instagram captions using this storytelling technique? Set expectations with a catchy hook and statement. Write a short transition with an unexpected twist to wow the audience and encourage further reading or further viewing. Finish with a moral and a call to action. The sixth storytelling plotline is in media res. Start your narratives in the middle of the action rather than with the setting. By dropping the audience right into the conflict or even into the climax, you make them eager for more details and resolution. Hint with something that needs more explanation, but avoid giving away too much action. Provide enough to keep the audience hooked and then go back to set the scheme and continue storytelling. It works for focusing attention to the central concept of your story, grabbing online users' attention from the start, keeping the audience glued to your story, and crafting a resolution. The resolution will smoothly transition in your call to action, which may include prompting them to explore this link in the bio, visit relevant landing pages, or follow other strategic directives, comments, or direct messages that align with your story's objective. Example from cinema is Pulp Fiction, which aired in 1994. It starts with a scene in a diner following various interconnected stories involving hitmen, boxers, and criminals. The movie is a prime example of in media res, as it thrusts viewers into the middle of the action without revealing all the backstories right away. On Instagram, in media res, storytelling is a common practice for brands like Lauren Aston Designs. And the seventh and final storytelling technique is inverted storylines. Tell a story revealing the plot in reverse order. Show its conclusion in the first scene, then demonstrate the penultimate, and so on. The final scene of such stories is the first one chronologically. It works for engaging the audience, ensuring your targets get your central message, providing the added value of your brand from the start thus building trust and loyalty. Example from cinema is Memento, which aired in year 2000. This mind-bending thriller follows the story of Leonard Shelby, a man with short-term memory loss, trying to solve the mystery of his wife's murder. The unique narrative structure of the film unfolds in reverse chronological order, making it a compelling exploration of memory, identity, and the consequences of one's actions. This storytelling technique is common for detective stories when the storyline begins with a murder and then we see a detective unraveling the story. In marketing, it's about the inverted pyramid marketing technique as well. Start with the most essential information for the audience to know and provide additional details. Finish with the information that is nice yet not critical to have. Forget writing, embrace telling instead. A story is a language resonating with your audience. Now that you know 7 alternative storytelling tactics to reach your targets on Instagram and other social networks, test each one to choose the most effective one for your particular brand. Bear in mind that the essence of every narrative lies in the subject and the value it provides. Consider your target's pain points, evoke emotions, engage with benefits and solutions, and you will move closer to achieving your brand marketing goals. And with this said, I'm ending this educational presentation and I'm coming back to the beginning of this presentation when I told you that my name is Paul Arsov and I'm the founder of the Decentralized Web project. I can tell you about the Decentralized Web project and several other projects that we're working on. But first, the Decentralized Web project builds a decentralized communication and advertising platform, and it is monetized through advertising, and it has its own blockchain instance, which has tokens, and these tokens are given to users on the decentralized web platform. The website and the URL of the Decentralized Web project is decentralizedweb.org. Decentralized and web, these are two words and they're typed all together. Decentralized web. Then there is dot and it ends with org. When you visit this website, you can download the software which allows you to join the platform, and by joining you get tokens for initially becoming a user of this decentralized web project, and you get tokens for viewing advertising, which is very permissive. Each ad is shown on a computer screen, and you click to advance to the next ad, and for doing this you're getting tokens on our platform, and these tokens are based on our own blockchain instance, which actually runs software which is based on Ethereum virtual machine. With this said, I'm going to the second project, which is a marketplace and a collection of non-fungible tokens or NFTs, which are based on three-dimensional objects. With three-dimensional objects, there has to be a special software which loads and displays the 3D object. And from the very beginning of this project, we decided to build our own 3D software engine. What it does is it reads the file of 3D NFT. It opens a screen it opens a window on the computer screen. It loads the 3D object and displays this 3D object in the window, and then it starts animating this 3D NFT in a way of moving it in a random fashion around the window. But in addition to these basic and initial capabilities, our 3D software engine has multiple additional capabilities. The first additional capability of our 3D software engine is the capability of speaking. And the 3D NFTs can speak in one of three different voices. The 3D NFTs can speak either in a male voice or in a female voice or in a whisper kind of a voice. In addition to the three basic voices, there are three different flavors of voices. A voice can be spoken either in normal speed fashion or in a fast speed fashion or in a slow speed fashion. In addition to these three different flavors, three different voices, there are three different flavors of voices. A voice can be spoken either in a normal speed manner or in a fast speed manner or in a slow speed manner. If we take a male voice and it is spoken in a slow speed manner, then this voice can come as the voice of a masculine person or the voice of an old person. If on the other hand we take a female voice and it is spoken in a fast speed manner, then this voice can come as the voice of a little girl or the voice of a funny person. The next additional but also important capability is the capability of voice recognition. You can ask the 3D NFT, who are you? And then the 3D NFT is going to tell you in a few sentences on who they are. You can ask the 3D NFT, what is your name? And then the 3D NFT is going to reply with their name. You can ask the 3D NFT to describe something. For example, describe Web3, or describe decentralization, or describe Russia. And then the 3D NFT is going to describe in few sentences about Web3 or decentralization or Russia. The next additional and important capability is the capability of the 3D NFTs having basic artificial intelligence. Wow, really? Wow. And the final capability for the 3D NFTs is the capability of them being displayed in a way of stereoscopics. What stereoscopics means is that part of the 3D NFT is going to be displayed in red or reddish colors, and another part of the 3D NFT is going to be displayed in blue or bluish colors. Then you can come to our website of the 3D NFT project, and probably this is the time to tell you the name and the URL of the 3D NFT marketplace. It is 3dnft.decentralizedweb.org. 3D NFT is typed in a way of the number 3 followed by the letter D, followed by 3 other letters NFT, and it is altogether 3D NFT. Then there is dot, then there are two words, decentralized and web, and they're typed all together, decentralized web. Then there is dot and it ends with org. Once again, 3dnft.decentralizedweb.org. On the top of the 3D NFT marketplace, you are going to see a number of links. One of these links is link to accessories. And when you click on this link, you're going to see that we're offering special glasses. You can order one pair of these glasses, and then you can, when you receive these glasses, you're going to see that one lens of these glasses is red and the other lens of these glasses is blue or cyan. Then you can put these glasses on. You can request the displaying of the 3D NFT in a way of stereoscopics, and then you're going to see the 3D NFT is coming out of the FAT two-dimensional computer screen, and you're going to see it in real 3 dimensions. With this said, I'm ending talking about our 3D NFTs, the collection, and the 3D software engine. I'd like to tell you a little bit about the marketplace. In our marketplace, we have our own blockchain instance. It runs Ethereum software, and it is the same software which runs on Ethereum mainnet. It runs on Binance Smart Chain, it runs on Polygon Matic chain, and it runs on Avalanche Avax chain. And many other well-known or less well-known blockchains. With this set, we're not charging our users for gas fees for deployments, the smart contracts of non-fungible tokens, and gas fees for transactions of transfer of ownership from one user to another user. This allows us to offer users to buy and receive proceedings from sale in multiple crypto coins, and currently the choices of crypto coins include Solana Sol, Polygon Matic, Avalanche Avax, and Qcoin, which is a big centralized crypto exchange. They have a coin called KCS. In addition to buying and receiving proceedings from sale in crypto, we have a second parallel and independent way of buying and selling of our 3D NFTs, and it is done entirely in fiat currency. So if you're a user and you come to the 3D NFT marketplace, and then you browse through collection, you click on one of the 3D NFTs you like, and then you're going to be presented with a drop-down menu where you choose either paying with one of 4 different crypto coins or fifth choice of paying with fiat currency. So let's say you choose paying with fiat currency, then you're going to be presented with a screen which is asking you to put the number of your debit or credit card, CVC expiration date, and when you complete this transaction, the payment is going to be converted from your national fiat currency to euros and deposited in our bank account. With this said, so if you play with the 3D NFT for a while, you can put this 3D NFT for sale, and then if there is a second user and they choose to pay with fiat currency, they make a payment for the purchase, and this payment for the purchase then comes directly to your bank account. With this said, I'm ending talking about this second project. I like to mention the third project that we're working on. The third project is about building charging devices for electric vehicles. We estimate that the number of electric vehicles is going to grow exponentially, and this is going to put a strain in the current infrastructure for charging of electric vehicles, which resembles the way internal combustion engines they come to gas stations and they load fuel into their internal combustion engines vehicles. In a similar way, there are charging stations which have several columns of chargers, and the owner of electric vehicle comes to these stations. They connect a cable to their electric vehicle, they start charging, they wait for a while in their or outside of their vehicle, they pay for the energy loaded, and then they leave. But we estimate that this gas station model for electric chargers is going to become ultimately insufficient to handle the exponential growth of electric vehicles. So we are proposing so-called parking lot model, where users who live in residential apartment buildings, these buildings have a ground floor parking lot or multiple underground floor parking lots. We propose installing products like the product we are building in these residential buildings, and the owner of electric vehicle, when they come in the evening, they could connect electric charging cable to their vehicle. They can identify themselves to the charging device, and then they can start loading energy to their electric vehicle during the evening, during the night, and during the early morning. But many owners of electric vehicles may not be living in residential buildings, or may be living in residential buildings but also working in an office building, which is a high-rise building, and which would be having a ground floor parking lot or multiple underground floor parking lots. In the same manner and same fashion, this building could be outfitted with type of products that we're having, and the owner of electric vehicle, they come in the morning for work, they could connect electric cable to their electric vehicle, and they can start loading energy to their electric vehicle during the morning, afternoon, and early evening while they're at work. With this said, I like to tell you the name and the URL of the website of this project that we're having. It is power.arstech.com. Power is the ordinary word for power, then there is dot, then there's a word which I can spell it letter by letter. It is Alpha, Romeo, Sierra, Tom, Echo Charlie Hotel. Altogether, Arstack, and it ends with com. Once again, power.rstack.com. On the website, you can see an article which is describing in detail about parking lot versus gas station model. The website has 3 different surveys which you can fill and submit, and these surveys are about hardware, about software, and about the feature of products which you can request and tell us, and we could potentially customize existing products or build a new products that fit your needs. And the website also describes our products, and our products include high voltage and high current electric switch. It includes electric current measuring device. It includes Wi-Fi connection for remote control and remote collection and submission of data to a central authority. And the product includes near-field communication reader, which where you can identify yourself by credit card, debit card, or a near-field communication card, or keychain token, or near-field communication ring you wear on your finger. With this said, I'm ending talking about this project, and I like to tell you about the final project that we're building. And this project is about building an AI agent, and the name of the project is AI to AI. The goal of this project is about two AI entity, and these AI entities are communicating between each other. The communication is based on the initial prompt that you, the human, is putting to these AI entities, and you, as a human, is just an observer between the interaction between these two AI entities. This interaction could be based on the initial prompt, and the initial prompt could be about one AI entity trying to seduce the other AI entity, or one AI entity trying to sell something to the other AI entity, or etc. In our offer, we can put a specific gender to the AI entity. The AI entity could talk either in a male or a female voice, and the male or female voice has a specific pitch, and this pitch could make the voice very low pitch, or it can make the voice with a very high pitch. And our project has a website, and the website of the project is ai2ai.decentralizedweb.org. AI to AI is typed with the letter A followed by the letter I, followed by the number 2, followed by 2 other letters A and I, and it is all together AI to AI. Then there is dot, and then there are 2 words, decentralized and web, and they're typed all together. decentralized web, then there is dot and it ends with org. Once again, AI to AI dot decentralizedweb.org. In our website, when you download software, and this software is built for multiple platforms, and the current choices include Windows 64-bit, Mac OS, Linux 64-bit, and Android. You can download this software and start playing with the 3D NFTs and start enjoying the interaction as an observer between two different entities. In the end of this interaction, you could save this interaction into HTML file, which is including the avatars of the two entities. It includes the parameters of each one of these AI entities, including gender, voice, pitch, AI model, the prompt and the context, and it includes one after another the text of the interaction between the entities. In addition to this save for your own viewing, you can also submit this interaction to our website, and also you can check what other users did submit, and this is so-called social section of our website where users can share their experiences of AI to AI interaction entities. And with this said, I'm ending this educational presentation. Thank you for listening. Thank you for viewing. Have a nice day. Have a nice evening, and goodbye.